Isolation. G'day everyone, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza, and today we're going to be looking at some of the amazing entries to the Isolation Art Competition. You can check out the amazing entries by looking up the hashtag IsolationComp on Twitter or Instagram, or of course IsolationComp or B-IsolationComp on Newgrounds to see all of the entries. But before we dive into the showcase of this video, I wanted to start off with a couple of little very quick housekeeping issues. The first is I'm attending VidCon in Anaheim, and actually VidCon in Australia, but more pressing is mentioning VidCon Anaheim because there is a chance to see me in my meet and greet line if you're going to Anaheim, but you have to enter my meet and greet lottery. So if you want to meet me in person, touch my face and caress my butt, don't get too handsy, but we can cuddle, little cuddle, family friendly cuddle. God damn. Point is, if you want to see me in person, give me a high five, maybe get an autograph and a selfie. Make sure to follow the details in the description. I love going to VidCon and I look forward to seeing you there if you're going. The second thing I wanted to mention is actually relating to Jazza's Jazzy Art Box, which those of you who watched the announcement of this competition will remember that a couple of those are included as prizes, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because the sale officially ends on the 31st of June, but that actually looks to be ending a little earlier because suppliers are getting low. You guys might actually sell out Jazza's Jazzy Art Box. So if you're interested in Jazza's Jazzy Art Box, try not to wait till the last minute to grab one because the last minute seems to be sort of getting closer and closer than I expected. My mind is blown, by the way, and I am just so grateful for all the support. And those of you who are interested in Jazza's Jazzy Art Box or don't know what it is, Jazza's Jazzy Art Box is a custom selection of my favorite and high quality premium art supplies. The art box contains my 12 custom picked Illustrator Spectrum Noir markers. These are 12 colors I picked. I've demonstrated how awesome they are and how you can use them in the video linked in the card right here. So if you want to see how far these 12 markers can take you, I recommend checking out this video. The art box contains so many things that I really love and I know you're going to love too. It has my pencil case and all of the things that I have in my pencil case, but it's yours now if you get the art box, as well as some premium coloring pencils, a premium sketchbook, and just loads more. I can't even, I'm so excited. But that's all the plugging I'll do for Jazza's Jazzy Art Box in this video. But the point is, time is running out and a little quicker than I expected. So for everyone who has supported it so far, thank you. And of course, if you're considering getting it, I just wanted to share that with you so you don't miss out. So now without any further ado, it's time to jump into the showcase of entries for the Isolation Art Competition. And oh my God, there were almost 3,000 entries to this competition. If you're wondering why I was late to upload this showcase and winners announcement, that's why. You're all so goddamn talented and there are so many of you. And keep in mind, I personally judge this competition and look at every single entry and carefully weigh my decisions. So I appreciate your patience and understanding, of course, that I can't show more than a few handfuls of pieces in this video. But I'm just so excited to share some of these amazing pieces with you today. This is a piece by Nathan Conrad called At Night. It's really intense. And remember, the theme encouraged people to use light as a tool in the piece to convey isolation, which is done beautifully here. This is Gulner's entry, really moody. I love that tone in this piece. It really feels like a picture storybook. Discreetly Draws entry, Lonely Girl, has a really nice picturesque, and I love that eternity mirror aspect that pulls you into the depth. Even though we're just really looking at someone sitting on the train, you can see that sense of isolation through the reflections there. Really well done. And speaking of moody, Rose Red Tiger's isolation entry is just, takes me back to camping as a young lad out from the bush. Oh, Imaginations? This entry called Lost has that really yearning aspect to it. And I love that tonal difference with the hand reaching out, having a little more saturation, like there's some life left in them, but the rest is just falling apart and cracking away. It's just really beautifully painted. And Nitru's piece has a really nice sense of contrast here with a really beautiful cartoony aesthetic and a really great sense of contrast and light in that character on the right there. Usiam Holler's piece called Angler is like in the Marianas Trench. And it's a different sort of thing. A lot of the other isolation pieces are of people in isolation. This is like the deepest, darkest place in the ocean and the fish furthest away from anything else, I guess. Delphi's piece, Isolation, looks like an amazing album cover. Really, really awesomely painted, but also I'm getting a little bit of a Smeagol vibe here. We don't have any friends. That's my impression. Carl Bishop's entry is called Willful Prison of Isolation. It's really interesting. There are a lot of entries that comprised of space or cell phones, and some of them stood out just in the way that they used it. And this one is quite interesting because obviously you don't see the cell phone, but we have all seen that light pattern emerging from a cell phone, and it's just so accentuated and is the absolute theme in this piece, the way they've used light. Now, this piece is by an artist called Jaromir. A beautiful sense of space here. The textures they've captured are amazing. And like I said, there are a lot of entries with space or phones, and this one by Dymac24 just is one of those ones that shows space but really captures that sense of the abyss of space. The sense of scale we get by feeling like the moon is large and we are on it, the earth is small, and feeling like it is in the distant abyss of space. It's awesome. It's awesome! And Chimcat's piece here is one of the more abstract ones, and it really does carry that emotion there, and you can see a lot of contrast in the way they've used light gradienting from the bottom. I love how artist Dopiana has used light as the barrier between them and the meanness outside of their creative world. There are different takes on isolation in the competition, and it's really interesting how isolation for some is the protection from the harm as opposed to the harm itself. It's just, it's been amazing to go through all these entries. Oh, check out this one by Thiago BM. Oh my God. I mean, what a sense of scale and drama, the off-centered horizon, and we really feel like we are with this lonesome traveler searching for life, and maybe there's a glimpse of it off in the distance. And Talele's piece is another one of those more simplistic landscape style isolation pieces which really just captures mood, like just that feeling of being away from everything and everyone, and yet it's a warmth, it's an inviting thing. I just want to cozy up to the warmth. Vlair's piece, Alone Not Lonely, is another one of the more uplifting senses of isolation. I love the balance of the purples and yellows in this piece, touches of blues, but just incredible portrayal of a tranquil, slightly magical forest. And Jesse Gayanalo's piece called Stranded in the Abyss is another one of those space ones, but just has such a different take on it with this tiny little moon and a really cutesy little astronaut. Again, it has a bit of that picture storybook aesthetic, but that light of the fire with the astronaut cozying up to it. Obviously, this doesn't make much sense when it comes to physics or astronomy, or this is an impossible scene right here, but it's a really beautiful picture. So now we're moving on to the prize winners, and as usual, there are two categories of prize winners. There is the beginner category and the open category. Artist Jade the Dragon with a piece called Lost and Alone. Someone developing their skills in digital art and who has beautifully captured, again, that sense of the abyss, that sense of just eternity and yet place. Really well done. Congratulations, you will be winning an item of your choosing from the JazzaStudios.com shop. And the winner of the beginner category is artist Maria Solvang with this piece depicting someone isolated at the bottom of a well. There's so much about this piece that I thought was really clever. It was a very different depiction of isolation in a theme or in a portrayal that I haven't seen anywhere else in the competition. The image, though simple and beautifully textured, is so easy to understand what's happening and also tells a really interesting story. It makes you ask questions about why that person is down there. Did they go down there themselves, or were they thrust down there? Can they get out, or was it self-imposed? A traditional piece with a beautiful balance of elements. Really well done. Congratulations, you will be winning an item of your choosing from the JazzaStudios.com shop. One of Jazza's Jazzy art boxes, which I mentioned at the start of this video, and for those of you who want to see it again because it's so damn sexy, I'm just playing it across the screen for you now. Ooh. On top of that, you'll be receiving 6 months of free premium Skillshare membership. Skillshare is an amazing website with over 28,000 classes in illustration, drawing, design, business, and loads more. So whether you want to pick up a new skill or expand and develop the skills that you're focusing on and use professionally or personally, Skillshare is the best place to do that because they have a place focused on learning and projects and community and classes. And if you have skills you can teach on Skillshare, it's also a great place to earn a bit of money on the side doing what you love and sharing your skills with others. Skillshare are giving 2 months of free premium membership, so go check it out. And if you're looking for a place to start, why not start with my Skillshare courses? I have one on how to present to camera and another on how to be a YouTuber. So if you ever wanted to get serious about YouTube or even just educate yourself or demystify the process of what it's like to be a professional YouTuber and how it works behind the scenes, they are some courses I've really packed with information and I'm sure you're bound to enjoy. So anyone watching this who wants to make use of that deal, the link is in the card and in the description. And as if that weren't enough, Maria, you will also be winning a Huion Gt 191 digital display art tablet. This is an amazing full HD display tablet with 1000:1 contrast ratio and a display of 16.7 million colors. The device boasts 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity, tilt support, and of course comes equipped with a pen stand and a tablet stand so you can draw on all sorts of angles. So I can highly recommend if you're looking for an affordable display tablet, even more affordable if you use the coupon code on the screen and in the description to get 5% off for a limited time only, so go down and check that out while you're there. And now we arrive to the open category prize winners. Now I select a pool of finalists, and from those I choose a winner and a runner-up. But all of the finalists will be in the running to receive the community prize, which is chosen by you, the details of which will follow later in this video. Aside from just keeping in mind the quality and the technical execution of the artwork, I'm also really focusing on the theme and how they delivered an artwork that really captures the feeling of isolation and how that piece makes use of light to convey the theme effectively. Our first finalist is Lauren Wilson with a piece called Flowers. I can't even begin to say how much I see in this picture. It's just so beautifully painted. I mean, all the details, the use of colors, and that contrast and sense of lighting is amazing. Pokken 4500's entry, Piece of Solitude, is an amazing entry with a very painterly aesthetic. Really interesting take on the theme as well, with a robot in meditation. Just really unique and really beautifully painted. Viola's entry, Alone and Insane, is both terrifying and heartbreaking. I love the silhouette of vase carried over the person. You don't notice straight away that they're in a straitjacket, you just see their eyes and their pain. It's just amazingly well made. And then we have Juna's piece entitled Float, another one of those ones that just carries you out into the endless abyss of space, and with such stunning beauty. The silhouette in the middle pulls us right in there and makes us feel like we are there. We are in that void of space and we're in awe and terror. Obviously I have a bit of a phobia of the abyss of space that really can make you feel very alone and aware of your mortality. We are all going to die, and everything we do is a distraction up until that moment. Have a nice day. Now, Leah67's piece, Alone in My Thoughts, is a really interesting take on isolation. Beautifully painted in a really charming aesthetic. The consciousness, I guess, which is depicted on his shoulders, pulls you into the internal workings of his mind and makes you feel that sense of isolation. Really clever. And then artist Scrap Patch created a piece called View from a Dark Place. I feel like this is pencils. It's mind-blowing, and the way that the yellows and purples and reds are mixed into the skin tones, we have that really great mix of warmth and coldness. A really extreme piece and yet quite understated at the same time. Amazing execution. And now we arrive to the winner and the runner-up of the open category, which is where I feel the most guilt, because by picking two people out of the thousands of entries, I mostly feel like I've said no to everyone else. So my apologies to everyone who hasn't won, but my boundless gratitude to everyone who has entered, because I have seen the passion and time and effort and thought and sincerity and vulnerability that people have poured into their artworks. It really is an inspiration to see. Now, the runner-up of the open category is artist Sassafrascal with this awesome piece, which also depicts a cell phone, which a lot of entries have depicted, but that sense of the barrier created from the people in the world outside of them. Aside from the fact this is amazingly well painted, and I love the style of both of the characters in this piece, but I feel like by contrasting these two figures against each other, we just have such a tangible sense of isolation. And not just the sense of isolation with the character on the right who is oblivious to the fact that they are so isolated, but with the person on the left pushing through and unable to reach them, that sense of yearning and desperate energy trying to break through. Oh, it's just so well done. So congratulations to Sassafrascal, who will be receiving one item of their choosing from the JazzaStudios.com shop, along with 12 months of free premium Skillshare membership, granting access to their thousands of courses. And aside from those great prizes, you will also be in the running for the community prize, which again we'll get to in a moment, but not before we get to the winner of the Draw with Jazza Isolation Art Competition. And that spot goes to Joey Poole with his depiction of a landscape isolation piece with a figure in the center there. There is just so much about this piece that I love. The painting style, the sense of contrast, the texture, the way the eye draws you in, all of that is amazing. But aside from the incredible technical execution, there are some elements here which I just think are absolutely stunning. One of which is the sense of isolation in the image itself due to the scale and composition of the piece, but then also the use of light. I feel like the way that this piece feels like something is about to happen. The sun is about to set and this person is alone and going to be more alone. That with the cold sense of loneliness due to the color palette and that sense of scale which makes you feel so small in this piece. The stormy sky above us and the light so far off in the distance, almost as if to represent the hope that is fading as the sun sets. It just feels so amazing and so perfect as the winner of the isolation competition. So huge congratulations to Joey Poole, who will be winning an item of their choosing from the JazzaStudios.com shop, Jazza's Jazzy Art Box, 12 months of free premium Skillshare membership, and drumroll please. Come on, editor, I said drumroll please. All right, thank you. The Huion Gt 221 Pro drawing tablet. Oh, hey. That's the one I have here. It's really good. Check it out. Look at that, it's got anti-glare glass. You can barely tell I'm in a studio with super bright lighting. It's got all these touch keys and a touch bar so you can do your brush size changes and shortcuts to different tools. And it's totally customizable, by the way. This is the same on the other side as well. It comes with a stand, but as you can see, you can also mount it on another stand. So I have mine mounted on a boom arm because I mount everything on boom arms. It's an addiction and a serious problem. Please get me help. The GT221 Pro is bound to make you extremely satisfied in your creativity, Joey, so thank you so much for your entry. And anyone else who is watching this who is interested in the 221 Pro, you can check it out with the link in the description. And of course, because Huion is amazing, they're giving you 5% off of this amazing premium and professional digital tablet. So go check out all the details down there. Which last but not least brings us to the community prize. And if you feel like you might have chosen a different winner or runner-up, well, this is where you have a little bit of catharsis because all of you can vote on any of the finalists or the runner-up to the open category. They are displayed on the screen now for you to see. And also you can feel the pain that I've felt in trying to pick just one amazing piece because these, as you can see, are such amazing entries. Now, this will be judged by your votes and the deadline is a week from the launch of this video, so go vote now. The link is in the description. I will be announcing the winner on my Twitter feed and on my vlog channel about a week after the deadline, so about 2 weeks from now. And the winner of the community prize will receive a Huion Gt 191 V2. The device features a battery-free pen, 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity, anti-glare glass panel display. The tablet has a 19.5-inch screen, 100% sRGB coverage, and comes with a sweet donut pen stand. It's the upgraded version of the aforementioned GT191, and you can get it for 5% off with a discount in the description. Once again, the limited durations that are in the description along with those details apply. So if you want to grab one with a 5% discount, make sure to use it before that time runs out. Speaking of time running out, that brings us to the end of this video. And I'm genuinely interested in what you think about this video. It's a bit of a change of format. I mean, it's the same really, except that it's just presented a little bit more live. So I'm hoping that feels a bit of fun. If it's a little too much, just let me know. But I've had so much fun sharing these entries with you. And like I said, the thousands of entries are no small challenge to go through and pick the winners, but are a huge inspiration and just so uplifting for me. And I am so humbled and honored that those of you who have put your time and effort and energy into creating such beautiful entries. First of all, I have seen your entry and I want to thank you for submitting it to the competition, because that time that you spent and that passion that you gave to my community and this competition just matters a lot, and I really hope you had a lot of fun. Anyway, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like if you loved the entries as much as I did, and subscribe to Draw with Jazza for more fun with art and creativity and the occasional community competition with awesome prizes. I want to thank the sponsors for making these competitions as exciting as they are, so all of the details to them are in the description. There's more videos on this channel and my vlog channel. Otherwise, I love you, and until next time, I'll see you later.